Hello everyone, and welcome to the story where I attempt to depot some shadows using a heat press. Not that you can see it right now because it's out of frame. So this will either be a huge disaster or maybe something very genius. So we will have to wait and see. This thing is just heating up right now, and you'll see it in a minute. But yeah. We're gonna see if we can depot some Morphe shadows and a couple of singles that I got out of Ipsy. I do have my mat here for my heat press. I don't have a Cricut Easy Press. I have one that I bought off of Amazon, and it's the Leah Technology heat press. I will leave it linked in the description box below. So far I haven't had any problems with it. I really do enjoy it. And yeah, let's ask Google. Hey Google, what temperature does glue melt at?
Around 375 degrees Fahrenheit. According to Instructables, high temperature glue sticks melt at around 375 degrees.
Okay, so we're going to go with the glue melting because that's what I want it to do, and not well, I don't want the plastic to melt either, but I need the glue to melt. So there, now it's going quicker. It helps if you hit the right button. Okay, oh no, I'm going to put it down to 350. I'm just scared. Okay, we're at 305, so we're gonna wait. I guess I'll try it with one of these little ones first. This is a really pretty shadow from IBY. If I can open it. And I like their shadows. I have a couple of their palettes, but I don't have this one. And I was gonna just give this away, but I thought I have palettes to put it in, and I paid for it, so I might as well use it and try it. Now, for those that maybe like to depot or, you know, want to try something like this, a little thing that I learned, these like 4-pan, not that you can see it, let's move this. These 4-pan magnetic palettes, these are the ABH ones. These are $1 on the Sephora Canada website. So I bought a bunch of these, but then also these ones, which are the Makeup Forever tins, these ones don't have like this specific hole, like these have to be like the standard size eyeshadow, whereas these ones, it doesn't have, it's just a magnet on it. So you can put any size that you want in it. And these ones were $3 Canadian, and they had different sizes that were smaller. They also have big ones, which are more expensive. But as for smaller ones, so I picked up a bunch of these. So that's what we're using. And then for my Morphe palette, I have some like a roll of magnet. So I'm going to try and make my own magnetic palette out of this if I can. I'm hoping I don't destroy it because I really do like this palette. It's the 35E. It's an all shimmer palette. It's really pretty. But yeah, I have this thing in my head where I really want to start, you know, having them as singles, especially for palettes like that. Okay, we're at 347. We're almost there. I have some tools that I brought that I have. I have this scraper thing. I have this scraper thing and this scraper thing and this. These three things are for my Cricut machine, but I figured they'd probably help. They might help. Who knows? And then I also have some parchment paper just to put as a barrier between the plastic and my heat press, because if it does start to melt with the plastic, I don't want to ruin my heat press that I have, so at least there's a barrier. And then worst comes to worst, I have a heat gun. It doesn't go super hot. It's got 2 settings, so you know, maybe the heat press that I have will be way too much for it. I don't know. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. Okay, we're at 350. Is that what I set it to? I can't remember. Okay, so as a barrier also, I'm gonna put some parchment paper down here because I don't want to make my pad all dirty, because if I'm, not that you can hear me right now, if I'm doing, what's it called, shirts and that kind of stuff, I don't want to take a chance of my pad being stained with makeup. So we're going to make sure that's nice and clean. Just the right size. That's not going to work. Just use some scissors, I suppose. I'm going to do this one. We're going to put this on top again as a protector for not the makeup, but for my heat press. So let's see. This is the heat press. It's like big. So it does have a timer on it. Okay, and go. I don't know if I'll leave it on for the full 30 seconds. It has a special vibrating thing that it does for when you're doing like vinyl, so I'm not sure if that's going to help it or not. I can turn that off, but for now, we're going to leave that on. Okay, we'll put this back on the base. And let's see, can we easily remove this with my little, oh, it worked! I just used my little tool. I don't know if I was in frame. Ow, that's hot though. And it came out, no problem. I didn't break it. Oh man, so far this is genius. Yes! And yeah, this will just, I believe this is a standard size shadow. I don't know if it's magnetized or not, but I have little magnets. But yeah, it fits right in here. No problem. It's a standard size. And I'm glad I used this because this part did start to melt a little. It's a little tacky, so it protected my heat press. So now I have this Kaleido Cosmetics shadow. It's just like this nice silver one. This is larger than this one was, so that's why I wanted to bring down the Makeup Forever one because it won't fit in the ABH one. But let's try that again. I'm not too concerned if this, I might have to break this off, or you know what, I'll just shut it all the way. Yeah, I'm afraid it's gonna melt closed. You know what, maybe I'll just snap the lid off of this one just because I want it to be able to sit properly. There is a method to my madness. Okay, so we got this down, and then we take the heat press. I'm just gonna hold it on there. I'm gonna push the button, and we're gonna let it go for the full 30 seconds and hope for the best. I'm not saying run out and get a heat press so that you can depot your eyeshadows by any means, but I mean if you have one anyway, and you want to depot stuff, you know, I did a search on YouTube to see if anyone had done this yet, and nothing came up. Actually, I think I did a Google search and nothing came up on Google or on like for a video or anything. So I suggest being very cautious with this because I don't know if it'll set things on fire doing it this way. Again, the shadow's a little bit stuck, like not the shadow, but the casing was a little bit stuck to the parchment, but that's okay. It came off. And now, carefully, careful. I mean, I can feel it moving around in there a bit. I think the hard part is just getting in there. And this is a really nice tool. It's got like a flat edge on it. Okay, we don't want to break it. One thing I should have brought down was rubbing alcohol just in case. Oh, because that was not the Cricut or the heat press fault. That was mine for sticking this in it. But I'm just gonna see if that, oh yeah, see, it comes right out. It's a little goopy and it's a little warm. So if you are doing this, be very careful. I'm just gonna put that back in. It didn't break, but the plastic and the metal is a little bit warm. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw this and this one. They're not magnetized, I don't think. No, they're not. But I can put a little magnet on it. It's just I'm putting it in here for now so I don't lose it. Yay, I'm excited. This is working so far. At least it works for these because I always just get rid of these when I get them in Ipsy. But I don't have to. Now I can do it this way. Okay, we're gonna throw those in the garbage. And now for the big one. I really like this palette, but I find with any palettes that are like this, the Morphe ones in particular that are big, I like having all these shadows, but I would rather have them as single shadows, not as just a main palette. I have a few Morphe ones, and then I have a couple of BH Cosmetic ones that I wouldn't mind doing that too as well, but again, I mean, I'm a little scared to be doing it this way, but we shall see. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this one exactly. Huh. Like, I know some people like go in and they try and take out the plastic first, which this is what I'm afraid I'm gonna wreck my shadows doing that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just heat press it and we'll see if I can at least get this plastic to release from the back, and then I can try and get the shadows out. Again, really hope I don't wreck it. You can kind of see where the thing was. I should try and move this so it's out of my way. Move, coffee, move. Oh, you could smell it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reuse the base of this palette, but if I can get the shadows out without wrecking. You know what, if I can get the shadows out, then I can worry about, you know what, maybe I'll do that. If I can release all the shadows, then I can worry about getting this plastic piece out afterwards. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so this might need a little bit more heat just because the shadows are glued onto this plastic piece and then the plastic piece is glued on, but I'm gonna very carefully try to get these off, and then I will try and get this base out. It's working. I think I'm gonna try and give it another go. And I'm just gonna focus on the top more. Okay. Ew, it's stinky. It does smell good, that's for sure. I think part of the problem is it's sticking, it's melting this plastic piece. What if I just whoop, carefully, there we go. Okay, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to continue working, and if I have any catastrophes, I will come back. But for the meantime, I'm just going to work on getting these shadows out of here, and then we'll see about getting this plastic piece out, and if we can turn this palette into a magnetic one after. Okay, so I'm putting the temperature up a little bit now to 375, just because I'm having a hard time getting, these ones all came out fairly easily to the point where this one like popped out, and it's got a little bit of a chip in it now because it rolled off the end of my table here and onto the floor. But that wasn't a result of this, that was a result of it literally just popped out. And so these parts that weren't glued in or that didn't have as much glue in it, those came out really, really easy. But now I'm getting to these and I'm starting to bend the pans a little bit, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to see if I can heat up the plastic a little bit more, and hopefully that will loosen, like heat the glue up even more, because it's really, I'm not sure if you can tell in here, but the center is definitely where the glue is the strongest on this thing. So we're at 375 now, so now I can, I'm tempted to even go up a little bit more. You know what, we're just gonna go to 400. Oh, 392. I think that's the highest my thing will go, so 392 it is. We will go up to 392, and we will see if that makes a difference with this. If I can save the palette, like the outer packaging, in order to turn it into something else, that's great. I'm not sure if I will be able to, just because it looks like it's starting to warp a little bit from the heat. But again, that's okay too. My main concern was getting the shadows out so that they're loose. And this is definitely easier than when I've tried it with a hot iron, like a flat iron, and a candle or a lighter. Yeah, this is much better. And I'm not sure. A heat gun might work fine. I think it would take a little bit more time to heat it all up, and I don't know, this is just a craft one, so I don't know how hot this is not necessarily going to get. So this is definitely easier if you have it. Okay, 392. Go big or go home, right? Let's go. I'm going to apply some pressure to this baby so that hopefully that helps. Maybe keep my hair back in case, you know, I set on fire. That would not be good. Don't want to do that. Nope, nope, nope. I just want to melt the glue. And this is a plastic palette. I don't recommend trying this with the cardboard ones. I don't know, maybe it would work. I mean, I have the Jaclyn Hill one that I wanted to pot. Maybe I'll try that one. Wait, it wasn't, oh, it dropped down, okay. Okay. Again, it will be hot, so we are going to be careful. Where did I put this thing? Let's see, can we get under here and get the glue is still not budging. What did they use? Okay. I'm gonna go on the outer limits and then we'll keep warming it up if we have to. Okay, let's see. Is this guy gonna come out? He was starting to crack a little bit, so. It's hot. See, this is what happened before. I was pulling it out like this and it just like decided to flip along. Ow, that's hot. Oh, pans are hot now. And you're coming out of the pan. I don't want to wreck my shadows. I'm trying to find the best way to do this without wrecking shadows because I always do. Although this, so far, is turning out the best. Because usually the shadows are garbage and I end up throwing stuff in, like throwing it out. That's not bad. And that's nothing that, it's cracked a bit, but that's nothing that a little bit of rubbing alcohol won't fix. I'm just frustrated that it's so hard. You know what? We've already melted it. This gone in that long. Let's just go. Yep. More pressure. Whoops, what did I do? I don't know. More pressure and we'll just keep going until, you know, something starts to smoke. I wonder if I leave it on for a full minute, if it'll make a difference. Because it's on for 30 seconds, so maybe I'll do another 30 seconds. Go again. Whoa. Oh, that melted. Wow. Oh my gosh. Ah, did you see that? It's like turning into liquid. This is going to be hot. Can you see that? Oh, wow. I should probably have some protective thing on my hands, but it's a little stinky too. Hey, hon. My son just walked in.
What happened?
Oh, nothing. I'm just trying to pot something. Well, I think it's safe to say that I'm not going to be reusing this palette.
Can I say hi?
You can very carefully come around. Ow, that's hot. Okay, come say hi. You can't really see.
Hi.
Okay, carefully go out. This is hot. Oh my gosh. Pans are hot.
Hey, say that kid is another YouTuber.
Hey, that kid's another YouTuber. His name's Thaden, and he's got a channel called Playdate with Thaden Mac. If you like that kind of thing, like kids' YouTube channels, or your kids like those type of things, go check him out. He doesn't post that often because I don't have time to edit stuff, but he's got a couple things up there. Apparently, we're doing a video this weekend now because he's letting me know. So. Okay, so again, if you do not want to save the palette and you don't care and you just want this to go quickly, look at this. It's just peeling right out. Oh my goodness. Okay. Can you see how warped that is? Yeah, this is not reusable. However, you know, maybe it is. I wonder if, I'm not going to. I'm going to say maybe you could flatten it while it's still hot. But yeah, that has lived a good life. And now that these are starting to cool a bit, we can start to pull them out. Again, they're a little warm, so be very careful. And you can always use, I wonder if scissors would work now, just to, oh, look at that. Did you see that? Again, a little warm. But here, let's see, can we get one that's pulled up a lot? Once you get them pulled up most of the way, here, I'll show you. So see this one? Oh, this one's just coming out. It's just popping out. Okay, can you not? So these are coming out. Actually, the pans are starting to cool. They're touchable now, so that's fine. You just have to do this, and they just, some are a little bit more tricky than others. But yeah, if that's the case, then just take some scissors and go under it and just cut the glue. There you go. I think I might actually go and get my cardboard pallets and see what damage I can do with them. Now that I've started, I can't stop. I got, like I said, all of them came out no problem. I had one, this one here, that I'm going to have to put some alcohol in. It's not crumbling apart or anything. It was just starting to crack around the edges, and the pan bent a bit because the glue wasn't totally melted yet. And then again, this one was perfectly fine. It came out the easiest of all of them. It just kind of popped and flung. So, and this is me sticking my fingers and stuff. So yeah, I would say this is a win. So I'm going to go and get my other pallets now. Okay, so this is what's left of the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, the Rio edition. And these in particular, I'm having a hard time getting out because they're bigger pans. I'm not sure if you can see that. They are not. But yeah, so otherwise they're coming out fine. So I'm just going to try and heat these up a little bit because these aren't baked as far as I know. They don't have the dome shape. They're just normal. So we're going to see if I can, you know, children, it's the weekend. We're going to see if we can get those to loosen up just a little bit easier. But again, I would say that this hack, quote unquote, that's me doing quote signs, hack, it works. I would use caution, be an adult, be aware of what you're doing. Again, take precautions, use the parchment paper so that you're not ruining your heat press. Even use a towel or something, some sort of barrier in between the two. And yeah, I mean, as long as you're careful, and again, the plastic did start to smell a little bit, so be aware of that as well. But yeah, be careful. And I would say this is definitely a hack. If you happen to have a heat press and you like makeup and you wanted to pot some of it, this is an easy way to go. So I'm going to put that out there for people. So if you are looking for a suggestion, I suggest that it does work, or I have an opinion that it does work. I'm not going to take responsibility if you end up ruining a palette or something doing it, but in my situation with what I'm doing and the products that I'm working with a little bit of help, you know, not even a little bit of help, but like with a little bit of patience, because most of the things that went wrong with any of this were because I wasn't being careful. So with a little bit of patience, you know, see, look, these are just, it just pulled right off right there like that. No problem. You just have to be gentle and delicate, and keep in mind the pans are going to be hot, they're metal. So yeah, that's my video for today. I have a whole pile of shadows here. I depotted 2 35 pan ones. How big was that? The solar flare is 18 and this one is 35. So I'm going to be spending some time trying to put these all into magnetic palettes and that kind of fun stuff, and putting little magnets on the back so they stick. So that will be my next project to do. But yeah, for sure, if you have a heat press, I definitely recommend using it to depot shadows. Yeah, it works for me. Anyway, bye!